Hello students, welcome back to Savan Science Academy with yet another lecture on the topic Organic Chemistry's Basic Principle. So we were continuing with our IUPAC naming. In the last session, what we did was we saw the functional groups, various functional groups, and what will be the naming in their suffixes, and if they come as branch, how should be they written in prefix. We have seen all that. Now let's put into practice with each and every functional groups. So our today's main functional group is alkyl halides. So we'll start with the alkyl halides, that is halogens. Okay. So alkyl halides. So they are generally represented by Rx, where X is the functional group we say, where X stands for halogens like fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine generally. So this is the functional group. Then the general molecular formula for alkyl halides is CnH2n plus 1 X. Now remember, this is the molecular formula for monohalogen derivative. Means if a carbon chain has only one halogen, so this will be its general molecular formula. For more than one halogen, so this won't work. Simple as that. Next, in IUPAC naming, generally the halogen this generally comes as substituent. Okay. In IUPAC naming also they are written in prefix only as haloalkanes. If it's a derivative of alkane, it is haloalkane. If it's a derivative of alkene, haloalkene. If it's a derivative of alkyne, haloalkyne. If it has double and triple bond, we know that the primary suffix is double triple. So in the last session only we saw how to write it as alkene and ine, that is ene followed by the ine. So we have to give it that way. So this is general representation for if it comes as alkane, simple one. And common name. So we will be seeing the common names of the alkyl halides of almost up to 5 carbons. So we will see the IUPAC naming and the common naming of the isomers of haloalkanes up to 5 carbon compounds, or maybe 6 we can go up to that, because for your boards generally these are the what you can say the organic compounds that can be asked as questions for chemical reactions or even IUPAC naming also. But for entrances they might ask you cyclic compounds, cyclocompounds for questions for reactions. So we'll also look after that. So we'll first see the isomers up to 6 carbons with their common names and with the IUPAC names, followed by with some what you can say long chain examples of haloalkanes. So we'll see into it. So the common name is this itself, that is the alkyl halide. So generally the functional group is of a low priority, as we all know. It is considered as a substituent and we have to write that in alphabetical order. So ये alkyl halides है, तो ये सबसे मतलब बोल सकते हो इन ये किसके ऊपर है, तो सिर्फ alkyl ग्रुप्स के मिथिल इथिल जो हम ब्रांचेस लिखते हैं, सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स लिखते हैं, इन प्रेफरेंस ऑर्डर ये थोड़ा उनसे ऊपर ही है बस. सो वो भी हमें अल्फाबेटिकल ऑर्डर में लिखना है. So let's start with this. So the first member, as we all know, now the halogen may vary. You can start with methyl chloride, bromide, iodide, fluoride. I'll start with this one. So what's the IUPAC name? So this is considered as a secondary prefix. So it should be written as chloro. Now here no need to mention the number yet because it's already 1 carbon. So if no number is given, it is by default considered as first. So chloro, and the 1 carbon root word is meth, and it is an alkane. So it is chloromethane, but in common naming we will call this as methyl chloride. We will call this as methyl chloride. Next, if we see this one as CH3 CH2 say Br, so what will be the name? This will be again bromo 2 carbon chain, that means ethane, and we'll write this as ethyl bromide. We'll write this as ethyl bromide. You can note down this. देखो इसके आगे बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में कुछ नहीं आएगा. अप टू 6 कार्बन तक हम सभी आइसोमर्स देख रहे हैं, उनके कॉमन नेम. इतना भी आता है, almost your 90% reactions of even entrances will be taken care of. 90 still would be a lesser number, it can be more than that. Generally when they ask for chemical reactions, they don't go beyond 6 to 7 carbons. So you can rest for sure कि इन्हीं में से कुछ questions आएंगे. So ये तुम्हें लिखते आनी चाहिए. Next one is CH3 CH2 CH2 say I. If I take this, so now since there are 3 carbons, so the numbering will come into play. So this will be 1 iodo propane. This is the IUPAC name. What will be its common name? Common name will be straight है, and the first carbon has the functional group, so we have to write it as N. N stands for normal, straight, and N propyl iodide. N propyl iodide will be its common name. Okay, will be its common name. Next isomer which we are going to say is CH3 CH CH3 CL. Let's see this. So if you go for this, so the IUPAC name goes as 2-chloropropane. Always remember, only the first letter will come capital, and other all the branches and this should be written in one continuous name. Then common name for this only, you can write 2 common names because second carbon has CH3, so this is isopropyl chloride, and this is only true for the case of propyl. Yeah, you can also write it as sec propyl because the functional group is attached to a secondary carbon, so you can also write sec propyl. So in case of propyl only, sec propyl and isopropyl chloride both means the same. Both means the same only in case of that propyl group. Next one, now I'm not going to write N-butane, that is quite easy, so I'll go for the other isomer of butane. So this is the next one. Sorry, here it would be Br. Let's take Br over here. So what should be the name? Simple as that. It is longest chain is of 4, 1 and 2 has the substituent, so the name should be 2-bromobutane. But commonly what it will be called, so you can see functional group carrying carbon is attached to 2 others, so this is a secondary carbon, and when it's secondary carbon, the prefix that we use for branching common naming is sec. Okay, it is sec. Total number of carbons are 4, so butyl, and this one is bromide, so the common name will be sec butyl bromide. Hope so you are getting this. Easy है, focus करो, समझ में आ जाएगा. ठीक है. Next one, it can be another isomer, can be this one too of 4 carbons. So this will be, suppose I am taking iodine away. So what should be the name? So IUPAC wise, the name should be 1-iodo alphabetically, 1-iodo 2-methyl. 1-iodo 2-methyl. So 1, 2, 3 longest chain, and 1-iodo 2-methyl. So I'll just continue below 2, and this will be written as propane. 1-iodo 2-methyl propane. Whereas in common naming, this is known as iso. Why? CH3 second carbon has CH3 group. So isobutyl iodide. So this should be the name of this compound, 4 carbons. And the last of isomers of 4 carbon. See, I have not written that what you can say, butyl halide, that is quite simple to name, or 1-halobutane, that is one more isomer of 4 carbon compound. So we are interested in these little bit difficult ones where generally the students tend to get confused. The most important are these two. because here to sec and iso are same, but in case of butyl, sec butyl structure is this one and isobutyl structure is this one. This is where maximum students fail to or rather remember or recognize it also. So this is the case. So longest chain over here is 3. Second carbon has all those substituents, so it should be 2-chloro 2-methyl, and the longest chain over there is propane. So this should be the IUPAC name. I'm continuing over there. Okay, and the last one, the common name, most important, is tert, because functional group carbon is a tertiary carbon. So tert, total number of carbons are butyl, tert butyl chloride. तो इसका एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले सकते हो, यू कैन राइट इट इन योर नोटबुक्स ऑल्सो. ठीक है, आगे के भी हम देखने वाले हैं. सो यू कैन टेक अ स्क्रीनशॉट वेरी फास्ट, or you can pause the video and you can write it down. So hope so you are done. So we will continue with the other isomers. So I am skipping the straight isomer of propane, that is 1-halopropane. Here also easy to name. So चलो देख ही लेते हैं, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. CH3 CH2 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 and I. So what should be the name of this? This should be 1-idopentane, the name of this organic compound. And common name अगर जाओ तो 1-pentyl iodide. ठीक है, so this should be the IUPAC name and common name. Okay, next one, this is CH3 CH, this is Cl, CH2 CH2 and CH3. So see here the problem of common system starts. Generally common system tends to fail from 5 carbon onwards, in some functional groups 6 carbon onwards, but basically from 5 carbon onwards the problem starts with the common system. So generally till 4 carbons जो भी common names है उतने तो आने चाहिए. That is mandatory for your board exams and even entrances. They might ask you the question in common names too. So this is the case. Now इसका नाम क्या आएगा? So this is very clear. This is 2-chloropentane. Longest chain is of 5 with no other substituents over there. And this can be written as in common system. This will be written as sec. This is pentyl chloride. देखो यहाँ पे तो नाम हमने दे दिया sec pentyl chloride. Now the confusion comes over here. CH3 CH2 CH CH2 CH3. Suppose this is bromine. So the IUPAC name is quite clear over here. That is 3-bromopentane, because we have longest chain of 5 and only the third carbon bears the bromine. So 3-bromopentane, that is quite clear. But now even this carbon technically is a secondary carbon where it is attached to 2. So if we say it as sec pentyl halide, so actually means which secondary carbon we are talking about, either this or this. So it is not conclusive as far as the common system goes. But when IUPAC name, when we say 2-chloro, so it is quite clear it is on the second carbon. 3-chloro, 3-halo, it is clear it is at the third carbon. But even for this also, the common name is this only. That we have to write it as sec. We have to write it as sec pentyl bromide. Now this becomes more confusing. Which secondary I am talking about, whether it's at 2 or 3. So that's why we don't use common names after 5. So अभी इसके आगे जितने हैं वो हम सब अभी IUPAC names ही देखने वाले हैं. तो यहाँ तक सबको समझा है? 5 कार्बन तक के कंपाउंड्स अभी भी बाकी है, वैसे लिख रहा हूं मैं. So 5 कार्बन के और कौन कौन से एग्जांपल्स हैं? So we'll see this. So CH3 C, CH3 CL, CH2 CH3. Suppose this is an example of that. So अब इसका नाम क्या होगा? तो IUPAC name as far as it goes. So this is the longest chain of 4, 1 and 2. 2 are getting both the substitutes. So the name goes as 2-chloro 2-methyl butane, 2-chloro 2-methyl butane. That should be the longest chain. And common name here also. Now here you can give the common name because the carbon is a tertiary carbon, so you can write it as tertiary pentyl, tertiary pentyl chloride. So you can give those names. So this is tertiary pentyl chloride. One more example of this, CH3 CH CH CH3. Say this is Br and this is CH3. So again, suppose now this branches over here. So now here also the common naming is bit difficult because the functional group carrying carbon is to attach to a secondary carbon, and the second carbon also has CH3. So there will be a confusion whether to write sec or to write iso. So generally I said that कि अभी इसके आगे ज़्यादातर common namings नहीं है. So we'll just go now. From here onwards we'll just see the IUPAC namings. फटाफट देखते हैं. तो इसका नाम क्या आएगा? Longest chain ये है. किसको alphabetically wise Br आएगा पहले, B and then methyl. So 1 and 2. So the name goes as 2-bromo 3-methyl. This is butane. सबको समझा है? अभी इतने भी नाम अगर तुम सबको आते हैं तो बोर्ड्स तो आराम से निकल जाएगा, एंट्रेंसेस में भी काफी हद तक काम हो जाएगा. सो नाउ सी लिटिल बिट ऑफ डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस वेयर विल बी. अभी हम क्या करते जाएंगे? विल गो क्यूमुलेटिव लाइक मींस अप टिल नाउ वी हैव कंप्लीटेड डबल बॉन्ड, ट्रिपल बॉन्ड्स. सो अभी हम उनको भी यहाँ पे इंक्लूड करेंगे, सो टू मेक इट मोर कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. ठीक है? So let's see some of those difficult kind of questions. So suppose करो question है CH3C. So अब थोड़ा सा difficult section पे आ जाते हैं. Now with multiple functional groups. So we have halogens also, we have triple bond also, we have one substituent. So we have to go by rule. Simple, longest chain. So which is the longest chain? This will be the longest chain. Second, you have to number from that end so that the functional group. Now here the dominant group is triple bond above the halogens. So you have to number this as minimum as possible. So 3, 4 and 5. And write the substituents in alphabetical order. Now these are the two substituents. So alphabetical order followed by the root word followed by the suffix. So इधर क्या आएगा? This will be, sorry, it should be 3-bromo 4-methyl. The root word is pent. Longest chain is of 5, pent, and this should be written as 1-ine. This should be written as 1-ine. No other functional groups apart from that. So only primary suffix. ठीक है? Next one, suppose we'll go for a little bit more complicated one. Now this is the structure that you will have in your syllabus. So let's name this. So this is one of the compound that you will find in your syllabus. देखते पहले नाम तो देते फिर बताता हूँ कौन है ये. Longest chain obviously यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक because it has 2 double bonds. Now I could have started from here also, but I should also make sure that the substituent should get the least number. So I'll start from here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the name goes as, it is 2-methyl. This is the substituent. The root word over here is but because we have longest chain of 4 carbons. Now there are 2 functional groups, so you can also write buta. Buta, then 1, 3. So this is 1, 2. So from 1 and 2 I am taking the lowest locant 1. 3 and 4 में से lowest locant 3. So 3. Now there are 2 functional groups, so I'll write the prefix di followed by -ine. This is the name of natural rubber. This is isoprene 2-methyl buta 1,3-diene. So this is nothing but the natural rubber that we use. So chemically this is an alkene. It's a diene जो रबर है. ठीक है? And these double bonds then when cross linked with sulfur, so hardening of rubber, vulcanization, you have heard this. So you can make that rubber hard so that we can use it. So ये कुछ example उसका है. थोड़ा सा आप साइक्लिक पे भी आ जाते हैं, ठीक है। साइक्लिक पे आ जाएंगे जहाँ पे एक डबल बॉन्ड है CH CH CH3, so here it is bromine and here it is CH3. so suppose इसको नाम देना है। अब देख सकते हो तो यहाँ पे हैलोजन, ये चेन को हैलोजन लगा बट इस चेन को डबल बॉन्ड है, सो ऑब्वियसली डबल बॉन्ड इज प्रेफर्ड ओवर हैलोजन, सो दिस शुड बी द चेन। सो 1 ये आएगा, 2 ये आएगा, सो दिस विल गेट द लीस्ट नंबर एज 3। मैं यहाँ से जाऊंगा 1 2 3 4 तो 5 आएगा, सो वो फॉलो नहीं होगा। सो अपनी पेरेंट चेन तो रिंग है एंड दैट इज द सब्स्टिट्यूएंट। नाउ सब्स्टिट्यूएंट में भी अगर हम देखें, दिस इज द लॉन्गेस्ट चेन, so this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3, जिनको ये दो branches लगे हैं। so first comes the naming of the substituent which is this। so the locant of the root chain or the parent chain is 3 to which this is the first carbon attached, ठीक है 3, so 3 bracket, then alphabetical order में 1 bromo, then 2 methyl and propyl, 2 methyl propyl, this is the name of this substituent, 1 bromo 2 methyl propyl bracket close and continued to write। so this is the primary prefix cyclo, this is the root word pent, then it should be mentioned as 1 ene, the number should be mentioned over here। so the name of the following compound goes in this way। next one, we will also see one more example in this case। chalo we'll see this as C, this is Br and suppose this is CH3, this is double bond over here, so this is CH, and suppose I'll write it over here CH2 and here suppose CH3। so what name this or rather this compound should get? so simple, again the first thing is you have to select the longest chain। so if you see 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4, so technically longest chain is of 5, okay, technically the longest chain is of 5, so add one over here also, suppose CH3, okay, suppose this is the chain। now you have to number from that end so that the main functional group gets the least number। the main functional group is double bond, so this is, they're already substituents, so 1 2 3 4 and 5। so what should be the name? I'm starting from little bit here, it's a lengthy one, that's why। now this is a simple substituent, that is methyl, this is a complex branch where to the main carbon one carbon branch is added to which three halogens are attached, so this should be tribromo, so this will come as 111 or tribromomethyl, and this is only methyl, so M and T, the beginning word is trimethyl, complex hai, ठीक है। so T comes later, this comes first, so we'll write from there, so this will be written as 4 methyl, this should be 3 bracket, it will be, now you can write 111 or simply even if you don't write because it's just methyl, it is tribromo and one carbon branch is methyl, this is closed, the root word is pent 2-ene, so this should be the IUPAC name of this compound, ठीक है, सबको समझ रहा है? hope so। so we are going into a little bit difficult ones, so we'll see 2-3 more difficult of these examples and hope so फिर alkyl halide सबको समझा है। next अगले session में we'll meet with another functional group, so if you just understand these examples you will be surely getting those names right for this, ठीक है। so you practice it with examples which are given in your NCERT texts and surely you will be good with that। so we'll see some large chains with some even ring compounds। so let's do something bit difficult over here। so this is double bond, this is double bond, this is CH3, this is CH3, this is H, this is H, this is also H, this is 4 bonds, this is CH2, and this will be CH3. So let's see how to name this. So it's a blend of cyclo plus aliphatic, but first you have to identify which is the longest chain. Now have a look. The longest chain has this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 has 2 double bonds. This has 1 triple bond, and this has 1 halogen. So obviously the preferred functional group for us will be which one? Is the double bond. So the longest chain surely will be this one. Surely will be this one. Now the next thing is to number it. So obviously this is where you get second alkene also and the substituent also. So basically from here if you go, it will be third. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. That means these two are substituents. So first let's see alphabetically who will come first. So we'll have to look into that. So the name of this substituent is simply methyl. The name of this substituent क्या आएगा? 4 है. So this is the first carbon, second and third. So this should be written as cycloprop 2-ine and yl because it's a branch. Okay? So this should be written as 1 cyclo because this is 4th ka first carbon is attached to the cyclo. So this cycloprop 3 carbon 2, between 2 and 3 there is a triple bond. So 2-ine and then yl since it's a branch. And from here also 1, 2, 3. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 and 4. So name over here will be this will be 6. The root number, the root carbon, the root chain, 6th carbon to which this group is attached, 6. Then we write this in alphabetical order. So 3 chloro, it's 2 methyl, and that's cyclobutyl. So it's a branch. So it's a cyclobutyl. So see, these are the 3 substituents. This one is plain methyl, this one is this one, and the name of this is this one. So you have to write them in alphabetical order. This is M, this is C, this is C. Okay? So this is also chloro. So CH, and this is CY. So you have to go for that. So the first substituent will be C. This will be 3 chloro 2 methyl cyclobutyl. This should be one of the substituent. The other substituent will be this, which names as 4 bracket 1 cycloprop 2-ine yl. Okay? Then comes this one, which is 2 methyl. Then you have the longest chain of oct, so that will be octa because it has 2 double bonds, and those 2 double bonds are at between 2 and 3. So I have taken in 2, 5 and 6. I am taking 5. So that will go as diene. So ये छोटा सा नाम है. So इंटरेस्टिंग है. अगर तुम इसे बेसिक्स अच्छे से रखकर काम करोगे तो डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. हाँ, अभी नाम लिखने में थोड़ा लेंदी हो जाएंगे, बट यू कैन गो फॉर इट श्योरली. सो होप सो सबको हैलोजन डेरिवेटिव्स या अल्किल हैलाइड्स सबको क्लियर है. सो विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. We'll go for a new functional group, say alcohol. So guys, meet you in the next lecture. Till then, hit the like button, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon for further notification, share it with your friends. Thank you and bye bye.